On the brand new single, The Fixer. We've been playing it on our show now for about a week, I think, and we've been getting amazing feedback, so congratulations.
Thank you, and good to hear that.
So, mate, tell us a little bit about this track. Where did this track originate from, and what's it all about?
Yeah, good question. So, I guess the musical idea sort of came when Michelle, the keyboard player and my partner, she was just playing around on this toy piano app and just came up with the keyboard riff that you hear in the intro, or something roughly like that. And then I sort of voice memoed her playing around with that and wrote a bass line around that later on. And I don't know, it kind of came from there, and I can't really remember exactly. Like, I think the lyrics were just based off an idea I just had kicking around for a while, and I don't know, they just went well together and just went from there.
Awesome. Is that how your tracks normally come together? Like, I guess it's easier with your partner being there as well, but is that how your tracks normally come together? You come up with some vocals and she comes up with the riffs for the song?
No, not necessarily. I think I don't really think that any track comes together the exact same way. I mean, the ideas come from anywhere. Maybe sort of the editing process and fleshing it out. Maybe it's you know, there are similar sort of processes I go through there. But I think in terms of getting the idea, you know, I don't think any tracks come about the same way twice.
Yeah, awesome. So you guys, your debut came out just at the start of the pandemic with Cool. What has it been like the last couple of years trying to get people out there to notice your music, especially when you kind of came onto the scene during that time when everything was shut down?
Yeah, it's interesting because I think coming out of the pandemic, it really sort of dawned on me in particular, but I think all of us, that, you know, kind of 2 years had passed, but it didn't feel like it. So I think, you know, through the pandemic, I don't know, it was just kind of, it's just a blur, and you just went through it and it was what it was, but now it's kind of dawning. And yeah, I think it was a bit of a struggle in 2021 because that's when, you know, we were looking to start getting gigs happening and pushing forward, and you know, we just couldn't get off the mark. I think we had 2 or 3 shows that would just, you know, get wiped out by a sudden lockdown. And I think across other bands that we play in, you know, collectively, there were literally dozens of gigs that just got cancelled, some of them literally at the last minute because of lockdowns and stuff like that. So it was pretty frustrating. And so, I think the positive of that was that it did give more time to finish off the tracks in the studio. So now, you know, we're just pushing them out one by one, and you know, we've got some gigs happening now, so we're starting to get some momentum. So it's looking good for the moment. But yeah, it was a bit of a struggle for sure.
What was that moment like when you first were able to get back out on the stage again? That must have felt like a pretty special moment.
Yeah, no, it was good. Just relief more than anything else that we could get off the mark. And I mean, I guess it was tricky because the circumstances prior, I think Michelle got the flu the week before, so I think she was feeling a bit down that week, and Pete actually got COVID, so he couldn't perform with us. So it was a bit funny, but I don't know. I certainly personally felt a bit of relief, but I think the second one that we played recently felt a lot better. We had everyone there, and it was a much better vibe. So yeah, just onwards and upwards, I guess.
You mentioned that you've been doing a lot of recording recently. Can we expect a few more singles from you guys over the next few months, or are you aiming even bigger for an EP or an album?
I think at this point I can reveal we've got one more track coming out before the end of the year.
Yep.
And beyond that, we'll see what happens as we come into the new year. I think some sort of compilation may emerge of the singles that we've pushed out this year, in some way. But yeah, there's definitely plenty of new material. It's just finding a matter of time. a matter of finding time to, actually get them done and sorted.
Yeah. So what are the plans now for the band over summer? Are you hoping to get out and play some shows, or are you heading into the studio to do more recording?
Yeah, I think shows are kind of something that we're looking for in the short to medium term. And yeah, it's sort of, we're all sort of working out what our individual plans are for next year, and obviously the band is going to be a factor that we're all trying to make work, and so I think we'll just sort of have to discuss and see what happens to try and make it work. But I mean, there certainly will be more tracks. It's just, again, finding out what we're able to do and when we're able to do it.
Well, mate, we certainly can't wait to hear new music from you guys, but for now, we're going to take another listen to The Fixer on the show. So is there anything you'd like to say to your fans out there before they take another listen to this amazing track?
Thanks, I guess.
Awesome.